Welcome to your weekly soul message for January 22nd to 28th, 2018. Yes, how has your January been so far? Well, you know that every week I like to pick a card for the energies which I feel we need to embrace as a goal, something to work towards. And I do this by tuning into the global consciousness of the planet in the fourth dimension, you know, those thought forms, those energies, and by tuning into the energy that is needed, the energy that would benefit all of us the most, okay? And if you think about it, in the past few days, there have been some positive news regarding cooperation, regarding peace talks, regarding people from different areas of the world finally coming together and cooperating. So that's for all of us. That's really important for all of us, even in our personal lives. So I picked this card, the Three of Pentacles. And I want you to just look at this card. This is one of my favorite cards because remember, these cards were made at the beginning of the 1900s, okay? But look at this. There are three people who are completely different, all working together. They've come together. They're discussing. They're making plans. They are planning to build something grand like a church, okay? Because this is kind of like a worker or a mason up on his workbench, you know, doing something on the wall there. You know, he's repairing something or he's building something. There's the monk, and here is like kind of a jester type person. That's what it looks like. So just think about what that could mean for us now. Doesn't this remind you of people of different religions coming together, standing together and building something? Look, this could be a religious piece of clothing. Look, doesn't this look like a monk? Perhaps Catholic? And this person, could this not be a person who maybe has no belief system or who is just generally spiritual or even atheist? You know, so I see this as a representation of our beautiful diversity in each country and on our planet. All kinds of diversity, not only religious, also gender, any kind of orientation, any kind of nationality, ethnicity. So I see this as overcoming our differences and working together, okay? So I picked this card because I believe we need that. So how can we next week, or if you're watching it in the week this week, how can we work together really well with others, integrate them in our plans to build something grand in our lives on a small scale and on a big scale? So at your workplace, you know, try to put differences aside and talk to each other. In your family, friends, in the neighborhood, anywhere really. And of course, on a global scale, that's what we need. We all know we're talking a lot about this. There's a lot of talk about this. So this is really, really needed on a global scale. So anyone who is a decision maker, who has been looking at people who are a little bit different in a way like this, why don't you just go and see this person as a beautiful soul, doing his or her best as you are doing your best, okay? And just talk, work together, okay? So this is the card that I picked. So these energies for next week, let us see how we can embody them, how we can manifest them. So I'm going to cast 3 cards, and then each sign will get a special message. Each sign will get 1 or even 2 cards. I don't know yet. Let's see how the energies flow. So are you ready? Let's go. And those of you who like this channel, who like this work, you can work with me one-on-one. Yes, you can send me an email or just look at my shop at my website. It's linked below. Everything is linked below. So you have the opportunity to work with me one-on-one, to ask questions, have a reading, and see what I have to offer, because it's beautiful to be able to connect one-on-one, and we can get so much more specific, and I can really help you get to the bottom of your question. and help you find a solution. Okay, so let's see. 3 cards. We're going to have 3 cards for the energy of cooperation and working together to build something beautiful in our lives. Thank you, angels and guides. Here we go. Wow, the devil reversed is coming up. That's a really strong message. That is a strong message, my friends. This is saying you have to absolutely put all those thoughts of how we are different, how we are not one, away. You have to put those thoughts away. You have to throw them out, because this is the absolute extreme of people being on a completely different level, in a different vibration, totally unequal. I mean, look, this is the absolute opposite of this. This is working together equally, and this is one person on top and the others below. So this is the person who kind of sees the others as lower, who sees the others as things to be used for their benefit. And this is coming reversed because it's saying, hey, you've got to acknowledge if you have any of this energy at all in your life. We all sometimes have a little bit of this without realizing. This is like if you are looking down on someone, of course, like I talked before, but also if you're using someone a little bit for your benefit and kind of binding them to you a little bit with some sort of manipulation or a little bit of a power trip, anything like that. You who have employees, do you have an employee? Do you have someone who is in a hierarchy, a little dependent on you? Are you being a little bit of this, sometimes just a tiny bit? Are you taking advantage of this position of power? That's one of the worst things. If you're in a position of power, you have the responsibility to treat the people dependent on you really, really well. With power comes great responsibility, and a lot of people don't know that. The more power you have, the more responsibility you have, the more evolved you have to be, the more careful you have to be how you affect the people who are dependent on you. Okay, so we want none of that. And those of you who are noticing that in your relationships, in any kind of relationship, there's this going on against you, that you are tied and bound and manipulated or talked down to, or just a little bit of like a you know, that's like patronizing even a little bit. Don't put up with it. Don't put up with it. Even if your boss is like that and you're afraid to lose your job, if you give away your power, it will have karmic consequences. Okay, this is giving away your power or taking someone's power. And you know what? Each side is equally bad. This is bad, obviously, all right, but this is just as bad. Because one thing you have to know about this, if you don't decide to give away your power, then the person can't take it. No one can take your power if you don't play a little part in it somehow, right? So don't give away your power and don't take other people's power, and try to see each soul that you meet as a beautiful, equal creature, soul, person, that even if they're at a different level than you in any which way, right? They're to be honored just like you honor yourself. So everyone is to be honored as an equal person, even if they're at a different level, even if they play different roles, okay? So that's really important. So the devil coming up is like, there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. Not only outside, inside of you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. This is coming up for a reason. So either you're taking a little not too much power or giving away a little too much power. And if you say, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Examine different areas of your life. Because if you're giving too much power or taking too much power, in that situation, there is no true cooperation. There is just codependency or dependency or some sort of weird power game. So, okay. So, yeah, sorry, but the devil came up, so I had to say it. All right. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. So, next card. Let's see if we'll get a little bit of a more positive one. Let's go. Let's go. One more card. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nine of Cups. It's a little bit better, but it's reversed this time. So, cooperation is necessary for true contentment. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So you, next week, and this is, we're all talking about next week. I know this is a general thing in life, but next week specifically, you have to recognize, work together and recognize these patterns. And then next week, it's really important that for your success, for you to really truly come into a position of satisfaction, I think you can't do it alone. You need someone to work with. You need to incorporate someone else. Since we chose the card about working together with people, this is coming reversed because that is telling you the missing factor is maybe that other person who can help you, who can support you, who you can come to equal ground with. Because when a card comes reversed, remember, if you've seen my readings, when a card comes reversed, it's not always the opposite. Sometimes it's a little bit of that. But it's always telling a story of what is going on with this energy, right? Just like the story of what is going on with this energies, you have to put this behind you and overcome this, and you can next week. So the story of this energy, which is contentment, prosperity, feeling good, being accomplished, finishing a project, finishing a cycle, so you can set it up there and say, yeah, I've come to this point where this project is done, or at least a part of it is done, so I can say, look what I have, look at this. This is what I made, this is what I created. So it's reversed. So the story is like, you can accomplish this, but why are you not accomplishing it? What is missing for your project, for your cycle, for your idea, for your accomplishment to come around next week? And it's this. It's the cooperation. It's the equalization. Okay? If you're at work, maybe you haven't asked the other people for their opinion. Maybe there's someone who needs to be incorporated in that project. Maybe you're trying to do it by yourself. Maybe it's delayed in some way. But you can come to a beautiful finish of what it is you're trying to achieve next week if you don't let this happen anymore, right? On the big or small scale. So the good results almost being there. You just have to do a little bit of work on it, okay? Very, very interesting. So let's see the next card here. Third card for this energy. Third card. Thank you for allowing me to trust completely here. Thank you. Ace of Swords reversed. All right. Okay. All right, that's fine. Ace of Swords reversed. We have three reversed cards. So this is first of all telling me that you have to do a little more work. A little more work to really get to this point of flow and harmony in your working together, in your creating and building something in your life that need other people to cooperate, because the Ace of Swords reversed and upright are very, very different. The Ace of Swords reversed is like, wow, you could be getting a good result, but maybe you really need to, okay, I'm getting several messages. Those of you who are watching, okay, some of you, a smaller percentage of you, whatever you're pursuing right now, you can turn that around by doing what I was talking about, right? To get in the flow and to accomplish that. But also, I'm getting the message that a lot of you are moving down a path which needs to be corrected, all right? It needs to be corrected. And that is regarding your projects, regarding whatever it is you're doing, okay? Sometimes we go down a path, we try something, and it's just not going to work out the way you want. So this is about course correction. So here, look. All right? So you just you gotta feel into it. You gotta feel into it. So whatever it is you're doing, that, because this is kind of like the second message, okay? Whatever it is you're doing, There's something quite not right about it. You know, you're quite not accomplishing it. And this is telling me as a specific message for some of you who this resonates with, that it's not going to work out. Okay, this project is not going to work out because it's not in the flow. This is a card of workflow. So specifically regarding work, business, money, some sort of official relationship, all right? You have to course correct. You have to think about it again. If you've been trying to push it and push it and push it, and like it's just not working, and there's lots of signs telling you, there's something wrong, like there are these things going on that don't feel quite right, there are these weird things happening, there's these kind of negative, lots of negative little things happening, and you're not feeling the contentment, you're just not feeling it, then you got to stop what you're doing and course correct and try something else. Sometimes it's like that, okay? Not every single path that we decide to go on, or not every single trajectory of motion is right. Some of them are wrong. It's just like, okay, we tried it, doesn't work, let's try something else. So for a lot of you, the course trajectory that you've been trying to work out has to change, okay? Has to change. So examine this, and it's easy. You can tell sometimes we're so stuck on an idea, like we want to make this work, this and nothing else, and I know this is right, but then you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing, and you're getting resistance. It's like you're being pushed down. You're like you're also chained and bound to this idea. It's like, I need this, but it's almost like this idea has got you devilishly, you know, stuck and chained to it, and you're not feeling it. It's not coming around. You're not getting that result and that satisfaction, and that's just because the Ace of Swords in this case, if this resonates at all, the Ace of Swords in this case just means it's not going to work. The Ace of Swords reversed is the Death card, the true Death card. By death I mean the ending of something, the not working of something. It's not going to happen. Okay, that's for the second part of you, a little more than half. I get the feeling maybe 75%. So there's something that you've been moving towards that's not going to work. All right, and the other part of you, like I said, working together, really harmonizing in order to make it work, to turn this into victory. But the Ace of Swords is one of those cards. It's not like, you know, this is not so drastic. You know, this is kind of a fluid card. A lot of the cards are fluid cards. The Ace of Swords is not a fluid card. It's like no or yes. It's like the king is dead. Long live the king, the new king, obviously, right? So this is either like you're going down the wrong path, it's not going to work, no, or this, whatever you're working on can be really, really good, but you have to feel it out and see what's been going on. See if you've been blinded, or see if it's just a matter of correcting the flow of the relationships in there. Okay, so an interesting message, but since 3 cards were reversed, that second message came to me for you. All right, so course correcting or complete change. All right, if you're going down a path that's not going to work, don't keep pushing and pushing and pushing and doing the same thing. You know, insanity, doing the same thing again and again and again, just tweaking it a bit again and again, and thinking something different's going to come out as a result. So if it really hasn't been working, you're like, but no, stop it and do something different. Okay, now, sorry to be so strict. I'm sorry, but those are the messages that I'm getting for you. And my prayers and intentions before I did this was that you who find your way to this video will get a message that really helps you and resonates with you. All right, so let's go. Let's go for the individual messages. Aquarius, I feel I want to pick 2 cards for each one, okay? 2 cards for each sign. You're going to get a special message regarding this, what we've been talking about. Okay, so Aquarius, Give me 2 cards for Aquarius for next week. For next week. And remember, this is next week. This is not just in general in life. This is next week. So the opportunity to finish it off, throw it away, or to course correct real quick to make this go like this. All right, Aquarius. So what's the message for you, Aquarius? Thank you, Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay, whoa. Getting 2 reversed cards here. Whoa, Aquarius. In your life, an embezzlement or something bad is going to be revealed to you so you can make a better choice, because this has been holding you back a lot. All right, so the choice trajectory of changing things, of really looking at what's going on, that message was for a lot of you. The card of embezzlement, cheating, stealing, running away with something not right, someone kind of like doing something behind your back, you know, that's this card. That's what it means. And this is the uncovering of it, like he's not getting away with it. And this is like stopping, hindrance, not smooth moving forward in whatever this is in your life next week. So next week, I think you're going to find something out. It doesn't have to be like a huge, gigantic thing. It can be a smaller detail of like, wow, I didn't know this. This has been holding me back. So I got to change that. Whatever that is, I got to make a new plan to start moving forward again. So Aquarius, for next week, just open your eyes a little more. Open your eyes. Be real. Don't give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Where you have a little feeling, a little red flag of something, doesn't have to be necessarily like one person doing harmful things. It could be in a project, it could be a situation, it could be a group of people, some contract, it could be something like that. That if you're good, you'll figure it out really fast. So, and you'll be able to move forward again. So there'll be some little embezzlement coming out, and you'll be able to course correct your life. Okay, now let's continue with Pisces. Give me 2 cards for Pisces. Thank you. 2 cards for Pisces. Thank you. Oh wow, swords, swords, swords. Pisces, Pisces, look at this. Whoa, Pisces, you gotta move. You gotta move, Pisces, next week. Next week is the opportunity for you to become clear on something. It's a little bit like Aquarius, but it's like becoming clear, gaining clarity, because you've been working on some matters where you've been like a little bit like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to know how to make this decision. I don't have all the information, but this is reversed. So I think you'll come out of that, and then you'll be able to make a move. All right, really make a move. Move something big in your life, you know. Move your resources. I just in my mind heard moving the resources from one place to the next. Like she's got her bag, a couple of bags there, I think, and she's moving the resources from one place over the river to another place. So take this as a metaphor, as really becoming aware and then taking action on that. Physical action, I think, as well. It's like physically, it's not just in your mind. This is physically taking action on it. Pisces, next week. So be aware of it. Be aware of what it is right now. Be aware. What is it that you need to know? What are you struggling with? What is the problem you are trying to solve? Next week, you'll become clear, and then you'll have the opportunity to resolve it. Okay? Maybe it even has to do with moving over the water, moving to a different place, moving your work, moving your resources, finances, things around. So this is interesting. This is very interesting. And remember, everything that I'm saying is always in the spirit of opening yourself up to the other person. And then also you'll find out if the other person is good or not. I mean, if you really look at people and talk to people and open yourself up to them, you'll quickly find out whether you can work with them or not. You'll quickly find out, if you look a little more closely, You'll figure out if they have something hidden as well, you know. It'll come to the surface. If you look closely, things come to the surface. So let's see, Aries, what's going on with you next week. Aries, January 22nd to 28th. Okay, thank you, Aries. All right. Okay, you got 2 court cards here. Wow, everyone is so different. So Aries, next week, the cooperation for you will be really good. I think you in cooperation with others in your project will really bring you some solid grounding, a good contract, a little more money, a good investment, really good, solid results next week. You'll be able to solidify whatever that is with this cooperation concept that we're working with. But Aries, don't throw a temper tantrum, okay? Don't throw your temper tantrum. That's just what I got as a little warning sign, or else you might throw this whole thing off. It'll be like, ooh, wow. Don't be a drama queen. Don't go off on a rant. Don't let some sort of, you know, anger or emotions or something throw you off, because this is the first card and this is stronger than this one. So next week can be really, really good for you. You can actually make leaps and bounds in your in the flow of your stability, especially financial stability, everything that has to do with finance, real estate, real business. So it's going to be a good week for you if you just stay calm and make good decisions, right? And don't just make decisions off on a whim. Like, oh no, don't do that. No temper tantrums next week for you, please, Aries. Taurus, let's see. Let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. Thank you. Taurus. Ah, wow. 2 wands cards. Ooh, Taurus. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Taurus, you are the quintessential King of Pentacles, and Aries got it, and Aries is the quintessential King of Wands, and you got it. So you can draw on the energy of the Aries. So it's saying you, Taurus, need to be more bold next week. Be bold, okay? Whatever's going on, be really, really bold. You know, put yourself out there. Be very affirmative and bold when you are communicating with others, whether you're applying for a job or asking for a raise or putting yourself out there for some sort of gain that you need. So bring all your passionate energy forth and really go and take some action. And don't be discouraged if the result doesn't show right away, okay? It's gonna come through. This is really good. That's just what I'm getting. This card is sometimes comes up when you're like, but I don't see the result. I didn't win. I didn't make it. It wasn't good, but okay, don't worry. I have the feeling that this is where you will have the opportunity to really take positive action, get good results, but they'll take a little while to come through. They will take a little while to come through, maybe a couple of weeks, okay? Okay, Taurus, that was you. Now let's see, I'm trying to arrange these cards. I'll show them to you. Do you want to see the cards already? Those of you who've been watching the other signs, there, okay? This was Taurus. Now we're looking at Gemini. Let's look at Gemini. What's going on for you, Gemini? What's going on for you next week? How can you make the best week? Oh, this one came King of Cups. King, King, King. 3 kings upright in a row. Isn't that interesting? Wow, powerful week. A very powerful week for those 3 signs. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Gemini. Give me one more card for Gemini. All right. King of Cups. And it's funny, each one has a king of a completely different suit and different energy that then you have the strength in. So King of Cups, this is like Gemini. You gotta really put yourself in your flow, to make a breakthrough. This is the card of breakthrough. It's not always like you have a decision to make. Not all the twos are decisions to make. Okay, so, you know, interpreting these cards, we want to stay away from fixed meanings, or else it'll always mean the same thing. It's the messages that come into your intuition that matter when you're reading cards, right? So you got to be in the flow, and the king is like the master. So you also will make a breakthrough, and next week can be really, really good for you to make a breakthrough in whatever project you're trying to do. Of course, again, with opening yourself up, listening to others, working together with others, and you will be able to make a breakthrough, because this is someone guarding a little bit of a blockage behind the doors that you're trying to open. But I got the message that you will be able to break through this blockage, because the kings are so strong and so powerful. But you got to be in the flow. Don't be too much up here. Just be in the flow and listen to your intuition and to your heart. Yes, Gemini, listen to your heart. What does your heart say? Listen to that, and then you'll be able to make that breakthrough. So for Gemini, it's also really, really good. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for Cancer next week. Give me a message for Cancer. Cancer, thank you. Ooh, okay, Cancer. Look at that. For you, Cancer, a little bit of a challenge. So what I have to tell you, Cancer, is you got to course correct. Okay, I'm seeing the Devil reversed. I'm seeing the Ace of Swords reversed together with this. So Cancer, for you, just take a look at what's going on and what you're trying to accomplish. The most important thing in your life, whether it's a job breakthrough, a relationship breakthrough, doesn't matter what, and you have to totally course correct. Okay, the Ten of Swords is telling me it's like the end of a cycle that maybe you have been trying to push through, but that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you have to really say, okay, you got to change your strategy. You got to end it, stop it, get rid of it, whatever that is, and take a completely new approach to solving that problem. Okay. And I feel next week for you is going to be a little more difficult than for the other signs, because you are still stuck in this. You're kind of stuck in this. You're trying to revive someone who's been stabbed 10,000 times, okay? That kind of thing. Someone's been stabbed and you're trying to revive them again and again. And you cannot revive them. That's just what I'm getting. And you know, when you understand that, you say, okay, this thing I cannot revive, let it go. Then you can let new things come in. So whatever this has been, whatever you've been trying to make work with others, this is regarding with other people, you got to course correct, and then something new and beautiful can come in. And the faster you do it, the faster the new good and beautiful things can come in, Cancer. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes it's just like that. All right, and you will know next week what it is exactly that I'm talking about. You know, these things come up and then you're like, ah, yes, this is the thing. And like I said, also, it doesn't have to be a huge drastic thing. Sometimes it's one detail in a problem you've been trying to solve that has been holding you back, just because you were hanging on to that and thought that was the right thing, but then it wasn't. Okay, so let's continue here. Let's continue with Leo. Leo, let's see what you can do next week, Leo. Give me 2 cards here. Thank you. Oh, I'm running out of space here. Okay. Leo? Wow. Okay. 10 of Pentacles reversed. And this card, which is like, what should I choose? Choices. What can I do? Choice paralysis. So Leo, for you as well, please course correct. Please course correct. This card is telling me that you have to course correct by perhaps looking for new people to work with, or changing your way of working with the people you're working with, or just changing your direction in a small or big way, because you want to build your legacy. This is the card of building your legacy long term, and right now you're not doing that. You're just thinking short term, and it's like you got a lot of choices. You got a lot going on, Leo. You do. You have a lot going on, and it's like trying to figure out what to do exactly. Like sometimes we feel we have no choices, and sometimes we have a lot, and you have too many choices driving you crazy. So what do? Ask your intuition. Ask your intuition to see. All right? Or ask a tarot card reader like me. Obviously, if you have a bigger question, right? That's one of the things I love to do, try to figure out which path is the best. And we can do that. We can do that. All right. So those of you who want a reading, not just with me, with anyone, it's always good to have a few ideas and scenarios. If you're trying to make a decision, try to go as far as you can with each scenario. Research it a little bit. Think about it. Okay, lay out the choices, and then it's very easy, or a lot easier, to see which one of those trajectories or choices has a chance of coming through. Okay? All right, so let's continue. Virgo. Virgo. What's going on with you next week? Virgo, thank you so much. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, so Virgo, this first of all is really, really good. Look, you got a 3 here, and this is a 3. So for you, absolutely opening yourself to bringing new people into your life who can help you and who can work with you, who you feel super connected with. This is not about this. This is like feeling really connected. So you got to branch out and figure out who you can be connected to, how you can better connect with others, and who you feel very connected to. If you don't feel connected to someone, then don't work with them. Okay, you got to feel connected. And Knight of Cups reversed. You might have a little bit of trouble regarding love. That's just what I got. Okay, I'm sorry, but it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, looking at all these, Virgo, next week, just take a look at your relationship, the love relationship you're in. If you're saying, no, I'm not in a love relationship, the Knight of Cups can be someone you feel a lot for. It can be a different kind of relationship too. So the one close to your heart, someone really close to your heart, take a look at that relationship and see how you can better connect, open yourself up a little bit so it can flow more easily if there's a little bit of a disconnect. Okay, this is about bringing the flow back into your relationship. And opening your heart and forgiving is really good. That's just what I got for you. All right. Libra, let's look at Libra. This card fell to the table. Is that a Libra card or what? Let's get a second card on top of that. Second one. Libra, second card for Libra. Okay. Page of Wands reversed. So Libra. Working together. I'll always remember Keeper of the Peace, that message that I got for you last year in one of the videos, like a beautiful, beautiful message. And this theme keeps coming up again and again for you, right? The equalizing. And I feel that you will play a big part in harmonizing and equalizing things around you next week. Because this is discrepancy. This is the scales which are like trying to be balanced between people on totally different sides of the spectrum, and I've been getting that a lot for you. So Libra, next week you will be able to, I think you'll be able to harmonize a lot in your life, but also play a big part in harmonizing the lives of others. because you are the one, you are very open. I think you can see the other side of the coin. You can understand the other people really, really well. And the Page of Wands coming like this, reversed, is just, I think, next week. Again, I'm getting like 2 different messages for this. So it's keeping the balance between speaking what you need to speak, but not saying too much. Okay? Sometimes, like, not speaking is also important, and letting the other person, you know, open up in their space. So this whole thing is about really balancing your speech, balancing your announcements. Some of you may have been holding back. That's why this is reversed, and you have to just go and say what you need to say. And the others have been maybe saying too much, and it's time to like step back a little bit. So balancing out your communications, specifically making announcements. This is what I have to say, right? Balancing that out. And that will really help balance other people's relationships. So I think this is also about helping to balance other people's relationships. I just had in my mind, you know, a counselor, a marriage counselor who's really good at bringing people to an equal level. And so just have that image in your mind, someone who is able to bring 2 parties into harmony, if it's 2 other parties or you and the other party. By really understanding when to talk, when to listen, like really playing with that. And I think then you will be able to, you know, make a huge step forward in building what you want to build. Okay? All right. So let's see, Scorpio. Next one. What's your message, Scorpio? Scorpio, thank you. Scorpio. Oh, this is the one already. Here we go. Okay. Scorpio. You got the Star card. Ooh, wow. Next week, Scorpio. Next week, I think you will have the opportunity to start something big, to start something really, really big. This is a card of the higher vision of your life, what you want, what it is that you want. It's like an inspirational card. So next week is the time where you will really be able to bring this out. You'll be able to start something, start the manifestation process, reach a higher level in your life. But look, the Queen of Coins is reversed, so so I'm just getting that it might not look physically that this opportunity is there, but it is. It is. Sometimes one thing is starting and another thing has to kind of fall under the table a little bit. So I believe that there is going to be some shift, and it's like, it's a little bit of where there is gain, there has to be a little bit of sacrifice, but the sacrifice, I think, will be of the falling away of something which supported you, which was important for you, but which no longer serves you. So then you can move to a higher level. And sometimes there's a little bit of a delay, like you're moving on. It's like, oh, I have to let this go. And it's like a little bit of a risk, Okay, but then you take off. So that happens a lot. So have faith that you're on the right path, even though it might seem that there is some sort of loss on the physical plane regarding money, support, job, health, all those types of things. So there might be a little bit of a dip before, you move forward here. So that's really, really interesting. Maybe some of these people will fall away because they're not the right ones, because you've listened and you've talked and you've looked. Okay? And you've determined what is good and what is bad for you. So let's see, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Oh. This one fell out. Ace of Wands reversed. We're getting a lot of, like, almost every sign has like a upright and a reversed card, or a difficult and a good one. It's very interesting. So very mixed energies next week. Ace of Wands reversed for the Saggies. And what's the other one? Two of Pentacles upright. Okay, all right. So Sagittarius, Look, remember this one? And this one is coming, so it's like, okay, Sagittarius, false start. Avoid a false start next week. Okay, if you're saying, oh, I'm planning this is the thing that I'm super passionate about and I just wanted to try it, even though it wasn't well thought out, don't do it, because I'm just sensing a false start that you can avoid by becoming aware and just balancing that out and reconsidering and stepping back and course correcting. That's for you, Saggies. So whatever came up when I said that in your mind, that's it probably. All right. But sometimes it's like you don't have to completely shove it under the table. Sometimes a course correction, a little bit of a different approach, or a delay, it's too early, something like that, okay, can be the case as well. So I hope all of you are finding this logical and a little bit helpful. Okay, Capricorn, your specific message for next week. Let's see. Thank you. Whoa, you're getting two reversed ones. This and this. Ooh, okay. This is actually not so bad, because it means that whatever you have been struggling with this week, remember these are weekly readings, so I take the energy week by week. So what you've been struggling with a little bit, this is the struggle, it's going to calm down a little bit, all right? But next week, two messages, maybe the time where you're not feeling so empowered necessarily. Okay, you're not feeling super empowered, but that's okay. That's what I'm getting as well. So if you are in a project doing your thing, you're not feeling your empowerment, like the usual strong, confident self that you are, like things are not progressing as you want them to progress, it's okay. It's totally okay. Just keep doing this. Keep being open, keep working at it. I feel whatever you're working on is probably not the wrong thing. It's just there's a little bit of a delay. The struggle will cease, but there's a little bit of a delay, and you have to let go of the total control. That's coming up for you so much, the letting go of the total control. I don't mean not being in control, but just letting go a little bit, you know? Listening to the other person, giving them a little bit of the control as well. Because you're so powerful, Capricorn. You are a powerhouse. You're going to get to the top no matter what anyways. You're always in control anyways. So you have to slack the reins off just a little bit, and then things will go smoother. So keep doing what you're doing, Capricorn. Whatever you're doing, that project, it's okay. A little bit of a course correction is probably enough for you. Okay? Okay, there you go. All right, wow. Look at this mess of cards. It probably doesn't help for you guys to look at this like this, but I will show you what we have created together here. So, all these beautiful messages for next week, kind of strong cards here. I hope it has made sense. I really hope it has. Listen to it again. Listen to the sign that maybe is your rising sign, your midheaven maybe, your moon sign perhaps. But you know, you embody your zodiac main sign, your sun sign. So that's always the main one you should listen to and get that message. And then the other signs, or if you have one strong energy in your chart, like a lot of planets in one sign, for example, then maybe take a look at that too. But first of all, look at your sun sign to pull the messages out, and then maybe some extra messages from the other signs. Okay, well, there we go. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Remember, you can work with me one-on-one to get specific information about all of this or anything that you need to resolve in your life. Thank you so much. Natasha, Empress of Wands. See you soon.